Hey guys, Corey here with another process video for you. This is another project that I've already had posted that I was waiting until I had a computer system that would actually be able to handle a video longer than 3 minutes. And yay, it's in the house, so second process video, going ahead and getting it up. I'm doing this page. It's all with stuff that I bought from Pretty Little Studio. It's one of their new collections, and I think it's just adorable. I love the vellum and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Y'all, I knew I wanted to do this paint on the background, and so I went ahead and started this. And I just, you know what, there was just something about it I did not like. So of course I'm like, oh, I'll just add more color, thinking that's going to help the whole I don't like it. And guess what? It didn't do. It didn't help at all. It actually made me dislike it so much that I figured I couldn't even salvage it for later, so I scrapped it. And we're starting over. Sometimes that happens. I don't always like what I do, and I go through a lot of white cardstock, so it's all good. I like the way it came out the second time. So starting over. So this is just watercolor paint, and then I squeezed out some paint from the mermaid markers, Jane Davenport mermaid markers. That's what this color is. And I'm just kind of letting the colors flow together just a little bit. I really, really like the way it came out. I like the brush size, and it's so much better than those little skinny lines that didn't seem to make much sense. But I feel like the colors here merged really nicely together, and I was really happy with it. I do want to apologize right now in case you hear any weird noise in the background. It's raining really bad here today, and my office, oh, my studio desk, it's really just a desk, is right near one of the drainage spouts on the outside of my house. And so you can hear it through, and I can hear it really well. So I hope that it's not bugging you guys too much. So in this part, I just wanted to layer a bunch of these different vellums over the paint. It'll be a little bit to mute the paint, but I love how you can see the color come through the vellum. Here lately, it's been actually one of my favorite things to do, and Pretty Little Studio has the best vellum. So if you want to try something like that, I highly recommend going over there. And I'm just using all the different vellums, I'm layering them up, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere them down. I found that this glue actually works great. It just, it doesn't bleed through, and when you kind of push it around, it spreads it out really nice, and you don't have to worry about it bleeding through or like having a funky mark. Like, I knew that if I used hot glue, you would have been able to see the glue line behind it, and I definitely didn't want to have that happen. So all these pieces of vellum I just ripped because I wanted to have the nice rough edge. I just thought that would, I don't know, add a little texture and fun stuff to this layout. In case any of you are wondering, I did go and look and see what that glue is called, and it's a Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. But I love it because it holds really, really well, but then it's got more of like a pencil tip on one side, and then it's got like a wider tip on the other side. So what I had done is I had done up my journaling, and I went ahead and just printed it, and I knew I wanted it to be hidden because it was a lot to say, and I didn't want to do a double page or anything like that. So it's going to go right behind the photo. This is actually a story about me and my daughter. So she likes to ride her bike to school, and she thinks she is hot stuff getting to ride her bike to school, but I don't know if I'm really ready to let her go all by herself yet. So her and a friend, they meet up in the mornings to ride their bikes to school, and I ride to the meeting place with her, and the two of them take off, and they think they're all so, so cool. So but me just being probably a little bit overprotective, I just wait until they're a little bit away, and then I follow them. And I just go to a certain point where I can actually see them come back up a hill, which the school is right past that little hill. And but they have to cross a road to get there. And so I just kind of watch to make sure that they come back up, and then I turn around and go home. I know it's a little bit crazy. She doesn't know that I do it. She's never seen me. And so I did this whole page. Someday she's going to read that and be like, oh my gosh, Mom, you were crazy. So here I'm just trying to make like a little pocket for my journaling so that it can be slid in and out pretty well. And I stitched that little pocket down, and I just used some a transparency and then also some more vellum to kind of give some layers, and there my hidden journaling will be easily in and out. The one thing I didn't like though is I used this tab sticker and it kept sticking on the paper, and obviously didn't want that, so I cut out this little flag and I'm going to transfer that over there so that I don't have a sticking problem later on. They go to get the journaling out and they realize they can't because it's stuck down, and then they think it's not there, and well, we want to make sure they can get it out. So I called this page Love Story, but funny story is I don't think that's what this was supposed to be called. I used this little die cut that says love, and then I used some stickers that say our story, which I then removed the hour later on. So it ends up becoming Love Story, but that wasn't how it was supposed to be. What I don't really remember what the title was supposed to be, but I remember getting to the end of the page going, oh my gosh, I forgot to put a title on this page. What am I going to do? Because the page was done at that point. It was finished. I was happy. And I saw that I had Love Story on there. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what? That's actually going to work just perfectly. So that's how it became Love Story. One of my favorite embellishments from Pretty Little Studio are these little washi tape pieces. They're these little strips. I think they're just perfect because although a roll of washi tape is absolutely beautiful, how often do you actually use a whole roll? I mean, I just hoard the stuff at this point because I need a whole roll for just like, you know, 2-inch strips. So these are great because I don't waste so much, and I can, I don't feel bad about buying them because I'm gonna keep them around for such a short period of time. They take up very little space. So I don't know, just a thought there too. Washi tape is so pretty, but whew, man, it sure can accumulate pretty quick. There's great flair in this collection too, and all these little pieces are just adorable. So I wanted to make sure I get all of these adhered down. And here's where I'm taking off the hour. It just didn't work. It wasn't our love story. It was more mine to her. Maybe not even a love story. Maybe it's more of a psycho story that I just can't let it go. But, she's my baby, and I'm not ready for her to grow up and be able to do all of these things on her own. I think that's definitely true. I think flair is one of the coolest things that they ever came up with. I mean, why didn't they come up with it even earlier? Of course, I've got so much of it still from, days gone by, but I remember when it first started coming out, it still was like a button with like a pin on the back. You could like attach it to something. I love all these little flat back flares. These are great. A little reminiscent of my days when I was a server at TGI Fridays and had to have so many pieces of flair on my suspenders. So I'm just adding in a few different little words on this page, just a few different things that describe. I love these little tiny stickers. Anything that's small that can easily be added. Plus I have this, this is sort of my favorite layout design where it's all going up and down the page, and these little small things are just perfect to fit in here and there. You guys, and that's pretty much it. This page came together super fast and easy, and I really enjoyed making it, especially once I got over my paint and redid that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to them for you. But otherwise, I hope you have a good one. Thanks so much for stopping by, and remember, you can follow me creatively on Instagram at Corrie J Creative.